My socks for today are my Hipsuleisen Caroselli, and I was kind of curious to see how they would fit. But as you can see, they fit around the foot really nicely, but I will take one off and show you why I was wondering that. You start knitting at the bottom of your heel here. You knit a big shape with 6 sides. You knit it as big as you need to have it kitchenered here on the foot. You have those stitches on hold and these stitches on hold, and then you knit a leg and a tiny piece of foot and a toe. So very easy. You don't have to pick up stitches or anything, and yeah, it was a really nice pattern. And this is the shape of the sock. Well, that's why I call it my orthopedic pair of socks. It is hardly recognizable as a sock pattern, right? So, but I was pleasantly surprised to know that they fit very well and they stay on very well. They don't turn on my feet or anything. So it was a pleasant surprise when I had finished these. And it is an ideal sock to use up some self-striping that you still have in your stash. So it's a free pattern. You can always try it out. Good morning. Good morning. I need to finish my row on my no frills. Otherwise I can't show it to you. So while we start this, I'm going to knit a little. And but I can tell you what the thought for today is. The thought for today is knitting is like magic. Only you can wear the spells. And I was like, yes. Sometimes you knit something and you go like, what? Especially when it is a special shaped kind of thing. Like the socks of today, for example. Or my vertices unite, which I will show you in a minute. Those are 2 examples of something so easy, but such a spectacular outcome. I had a lovely knit visit yesterday. Well, I had a visitor over and we chatted, we knitted, had coffee, tea, and we had a wonderful morning. She brought me the cutest bouquet of flowers. Look how cute. And this was from Lisette. She is also an indie dyer. I will link her down below. Her brand is Woolly Adventures. And we spent the morning together and it was lovely. Absolutely lovely. When she was here, while she was here, I put this on a cord to try it on again to see if I'm still on track. And she recommended that I should add 5 more centimeters and that I then would be the moment to separate for the sleeves. And I'm nearly there, so I will probably be able to do that today. And my stitch count now is around 230, I think. But when I separate the sleeves, my stitch count will go down with about 150 stitches. So that will make the rows quite a bit shorter. Oh, while I knit. Yes. Ever since I started the Vlogmas and the Mellowdy project, I have received a few emails of people asking, are you going to give an opportunity to send you some money for all the work that you do? It's the same every year. Don't forget that I get some income from YouTube. It's just a little bit. I don't have that many followers yet. And the Mellowdy project was free for people who signed up before December 1st. And people who bought yarn or bought a pattern over the last year. What I want to say is that I did receive support in so many ways already, but somehow every year people bring up the question for support because of all the time and effort I put into Vlogmas and Mellowdy. And every year it's kind of a burden because, well, the English-speaking knitters, most of them have a credit card or a PayPal opportunity, but there are many Dutch knitters that don't. So I have a Ko-Fi account. I will link it down below, but you need PayPal or a credit card. I have Superthanks here on YouTube. If you want to support me in that way, again, I think you need a PayPal account or a credit card. But Rob made an entry in the web shop for €1 for people who would like to support me through the web shop. And the line of thought there was, if people, for example, would support me with €3, they can enter the €1 entry plus 2, so that you have €3, and then you can go to checkout and show your support without having to do anything else or buy or receive or whatever. It is always a bit hard for me to talk about. But I do appreciate that people appreciate all my time and effort. So do with it what you want. I will put the info down below, and I will mention, and I will put it down there every day. But I will only mention it one more time on the last day if I don't forget. Because it's really appreciated. But this is something that, well, I put the pressure on myself. So, but if you want to show some support, well, that's it. We're going to stop now because it's very complicated for me to talk about things like this. Let's see, I'm nearly there. Oh. And then my memory card was full. So I had to delete some things. I hope my whole story about supporting got recorded well. And now I'm going to show you my no frills cardigan. This is how far I am now. I have the stitch marker here, so I knitted this entire length. And here is a stitch marker to indicate from this point that I have to knit 5 centimeters from this point. Try it on again to see if it's time to separate the sleeves. I'm going to move my cupcake stitch marker up so that I can show you the progress again. I love how this is knitting up. Love, love, love. I absolutely adore the colors. And yeah, you will probably see more of this. So in my advent today was a sweet chili tea. I will try that later. And this pretty green skein was in there. So I am again very happy. Let's see. I already said what we were going to think over. Knitting is like magic. You can wear the spells. And earlier this week, I received a beautiful parcel. I ordered it myself because I was feeling so sorry for myself for having to have surgery and going through the pain and not being able to do what I like. And well, I just had a moment of weakness and I solved it by buying something for myself. And it arrived, but I did not want to show it because the maker, Petra from Studio Berengoord, sent out all the orders of this particular December design over the course of a few days. So I did not want to spoil anything for people who were receiving their parcel at a later day in time, but we talked about it and I said, well, I'm going to show it on Friday. She sent out the last parcels on a Monday, so they probably are all received by now. And but if you ordered at Studio Berengoord for the December design and you don't want to see it yet, I don't know if she sends out outside of the Netherlands. Anyways, I'm going to show it. She had 2 designs and I went for the owl. Look how pretty. Is it focusing? I hope so. I think it is. Petra is a very talented artist. She draws all this herself and then she has it printed on fabric and then she makes bags. Oh, and my bunny pin that I got from my sister, my little rabbit, is here as well. She had the owl this year and oh, here it is. And the raccoon, this was the other design option she had for this December. And I also ordered the notions pouch and the stitch markers. Look how cute. They have the raccoon, a skein of yarn and the owl. So this is going to be prepared for this yarn that I showed you yesterday. And I decided to go for the Autumn Square by Hintermstein. I was scrolling through that project page, through that pattern, and I found one Autumn Square project that had no sleeves. And then I decided that I'm going for it. I'm going to knit an Autumn Square. The variegated yarn, I would not like it in super variegated, but I think this yarn, well, I can open one skein up. I'm going to take it up anyway. This has 2 big chunks of the blue-green and 2 smaller chunks of the variegated. But it's not crazy variegated, right? It's all very tonal and very sweet and nice. So I'm going to go for it. And the autumn square has the top part is garter with a cute stockinette square on the front and on the back, and it has a saddle shoulder in stockinette, and after the garter part the rest of the body is also stockinette. So I hope I made the right choice. I'm going to cake these up, prep my project bag so that it's all ready to go for the day of Christmas Eve, because this will be my Christmas Eve cast on. And although I have so many fun things to work on, I can hardly wait. Okay, so that's it. No frills, Christmas Eve cast on, beautiful bag. And now for the favorite of today. The favorite of today is about favorite techniques, or a favorite technique that I want to try out. I bought a new book recently at Breidagen in, what was it? End of September. And that is the book by Nora Gogan, Knit, Fold, Pleat, Repeat. And there are 36 patterns in here. I was just browsing through and I particularly fell in love with this pattern. This is the floret, and once I was reading the pattern, well, I have to be honest, I was a tiny bit disappointed, because I thought that this technique would create this smocked fabric while knitting, but that is not the case. You knit the entire shawl, you wash it and block it, and then you go back with a threaded needle to create the smocking on the back of the piece. So I was like, oh wow, this is a less intricate design than I thought. But then again, I am still super curious to try this out. So I will definitely do that someday. There are many, many beautiful, beautiful patterns in here that all have some knit, fold, pleat thing in it. There's a very cool skirt. There are several sweaters, vests, cardigans. Yeah, very pretty. So there will be a day and time where we will see this again. Now, I can lift this book, but I should not lift it and put it on the chair next to me with one hand, because I am still not allowed to lift too much. So I have to be careful. Let's see, let me just tell you a little bit about what I'm wearing today. This is my Vertices Unite. This is a pattern by Stephen West, a modular knit. So it is knitted in one piece. There's no seaming necessary. I knitted this super fast, if I remember correctly. I knitted this in 2023. We did a knit along. Knitting Inden and I organized the Vertices Unite knit along. I started it on July 31st and I finished it on August 13. So it took me 14 days to knit this, and I followed the pattern. I picked 5 of my own colors, and then I wanted to do a very sturdy I-cord, but I was not sure how much yarn it was going to use. So I went up half a needle size. I did the I-cord with the yarn held double, and I alternated between 2 colors, hoping that I would make it all the way around. So you can of course wear your Vertices Unite like this as well. This would be nice under a coat, but those of you who know me know that I love to wear my shawls around my shoulders, like this. I did practice a little more with my Bits and Bobs blanket. I practiced with correcting mistakes. I think I am ready to count the stitch gauge and to make a decision about how many stitches wide and how many rows long. Well, if it's going to be my temperature blanket, it will of course be 365 rows long, or days. But I need to decide if I want to knit around back and forth, or more or less. So I need to calculate that, and that is where this swatch is for. And so I'm going to calculate the length it's going to give me first, and then I'm going to calculate how wide I should make it to have half the length. So it will be a rectangular blanket. Yeah. Okay, well, that's it for now. I wish you a very nice weekend. I hope you enjoy what you do, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.